Principle 8 is the time log. Where is your time going? Time is always going somewhere. Are you?
Time never takes breaks.
Do you? Time is always moving. And if you are not, this is a great way to figure that all out. All effective people know where their time goes. Now there's something interesting regarding time management. It's that the more successful you are, the more important you are, the more you tend to measure out your time in minutes. The less successful you are, the more you tend to measure out your time in hours, days, and weeks. The average person thinks in terms of mornings and afternoons. The above average person thinks in terms of hours. The successful person thinks in terms of half hours. And the extremely successful people think in terms of minutes. They allocate their time carefully. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk, who I look up to more than any musician or music producer, have every few minutes of their day pre-planned for themselves the day before. Now the only way to work up to that and beyond is to start by keeping track of what you spend your time on. 60 to 80% of people don't know what they do with their time. They have no clue of how they spend their time. They think they spend their time writing. It turns out they spend their time watching random Facebook videos. They think they spend their time network marketing. It turns out they spend their time playing Fortnite. They think they spend a lot of time creating content. It turns out they spend a lot of time wasting time and not documenting anything. A bunch of researchers once interviewed a bunch of entrepreneurs, and they asked, how important are sales to your business? The entrepreneurs went, oh my gosh, that's like blood to the brain, oxygen to the heart. Sales are
everything.
And they are. I agree. And the researchers said, okay, how much time do you spend selling? The entrepreneurs said, it's all I think about. It's all I do all day. So the researchers said, can we follow you with a camera and a stopwatch for 30 days to see how you spend your time? The entrepreneurs were like, okay. It turns out the average entrepreneur spends about
11% of their time
prospecting, presenting, and closing. The other 89% is spent, you guessed it,
dicking around.
This is average. Don't be average. Be rabid. Simple as that. But how? How do you spend less of your time dicking around? Just like there is for everything, there's an app for this. It's called Toggl. Toggl. It's available on the computer and on mobile devices. You tell it what you're gonna do, tag it if you want, then you start it and stop it once you're done. Over time, you will begin to get a handle on how long things actually start to take. So you can find the discrepancy between your original estimations and the actual data. The more constantly you do each task, the easier it is to compile this data, obviously. And the more data you have, the more of it you can look through and be like, why does this take so long to get done on Tuesdays? What the fuck? Then you look at those reasons and get rid of them. Aside from this, Apple and Windows computers have a setting in date and time preferences where you can have your own PC announce the time every hour, half hour, quarter hour. Each time you are working at your computer with this preference, write down what it is that you are doing at the time you hear this announcement. And then you ask, is how I'm spending my time consistent with my major goals, my top priorities? And you will find that when it's not, you will start to find yourself getting stressed and frustrated if you are not working on the things you are supposed to be doing. So keep measuring your time, analyzing your time, logging your time. How am I spending my time? Am I spending my time on the things that are most important? And if you are not, you need to keep adjusting and modifying the schedule. Self-discipline is very, 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 very critical. You have to discipline yourself. You have to measure and analyze your time every single day or you will slip off it again. So spending less time dicking around, that's what this principle is about. How to spend more time getting things done is what the next principle is about. From here, we will move on to principle 9, which can be found right up here, and I will see you there.